Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting conversation in Beyond the Book. I'm Gautam Naidu from Authors Channel. We are a book publishing, distribution and a marketing company. Today we have with us someone who I believe is shaping the future of innovation in India. He is the founder of Roboprenr and he's also the author of two highly regarded books, Advanced Electronics for Young Robot Builders. We welcome Mr. Dhananjay Kumar Singh.
Thank you so much, Gautam. So, thank you for your introduction. So, my name is Dhananjay Singh and I'm founder of Roboprenr. So, we are into robotics, AI coding training for school and college students. So, thank you, Gautam, for having me on this show.
Thank you for being here. I'm sure it's going to be an exciting conversation. And Dhananjay, before we get into your incredible work with Roboprenr, I'd just love to start at the beginning. What pulled you into the world of technology and STEM education?
Okay, so I have always been into technology education. Into technology. So I have been software professional for long. So I had a couple of decades of work in IT industry, and I'm always passionate about education. So, but the trigger came when there was an incident in which my son wanted to participate in robotics competition, and he went, and he was in ninth grade. That was about 2017, and that's why he went there. And then I inquired with him, "How did your competition go?" So he said that his robot was behaving like a mad robot. I said, "Hey, why?" He said that his model was fine, but the code was not correct. So I said, "Hey, why didn't you code it properly?" So he said, "Hey, because we don't know coding, because my sir in school, he also doesn't know coding."
Oh.
So that hit me that technology being such an important aspect, and that must be part of education. And schools are actually not well equipped to provide an effective tech learning for the students. So that was my trigger to get started with robotics education. And that's why we started also targeting our target group was 8 to 18 years, which is grade 3 to grade 12 students.
Yeah.
And then we expanded to engineering students as well. So, and also since I am a technologist, I still code, I still build robots, and I'm very passionate about education. And I had been learning robotics since 2013. So that all came together as this venture, Roboprenr. So that's how I got started on this journey.
Okay, yeah. So great to hear. And especially for someone of your caliber, whenever I hear, let's say, about IIT alumni, all these peoples, they more often than not, with the amount of experience they have, people tend to work in the state-of-the-art technology or any path-breaking technology, but you tend to go back to the grassroots, don't you? Because you understood that there was this flaw in the education system, and you wanted to correct it.
Absolutely.
And coming to the flaw in itself, where you're talking about how our teachers themselves aren't proficient. But again, how do you make sure that the 8 to 18 age group, even with the attention span they have these days, how do you make sure that they're engaging with the concepts these days?
Yeah, so that's a very good point. Now everybody talks about innovation and thinking about the next product and all that, but there's already a lot of knowledge and a lot of information when it comes to technology. Now, first of all, there has to be innovation in a way that this technology knowledge has to be imparted to the children. So now, when it comes to robotics education, there are various options the children have. Some of the schools have robotics in their school itself. Now, then there are some private players who are conducting robotics. But the pattern which I am seeing is that, first of all, schools, that curriculum is not well designed.
Yeah.
Because schools are thinking, okay, let's do robotics and what to do. So they just kind of copy robotics which is done in US or abroad in developed countries and bring that to India and just put it and try that the children start learning. But that's not the right approach because those learning platforms were not built for India.
Yeah.
India, our youth is way different than how the youth or the young children are there in US. In India, children have 80% children are interested in STEM. as compared to United States, where only 35% students are interested in STEM. So that's why they brought this block-based technologies like Lego robotics or Rex robotics, so that they can excite the interest of those children into STEM. In India, since we come with a lot of science background, we come with a lot of technology background, that interest is already there. So what we want is that we want children to learn these things focusing on the fundamentals. So now coming to that how these children can learn technology, one thing I want to say is that there's a misconception, and this is actually a myth, that children cannot learn technology. Being in technology industry, I know that technology is not very difficult. Maybe 10-20% may be very difficult, very complicated, but the rest 80% is plain and simple, like logic creation or concept creation. Those kind of things are there. Those things can be learned by the children. So we simplify the learning for the children. We take the concept, we break it down into multiple small chunks, fundamentals. For example, if we talk about Ohm's law, now how do we teach an 8-year-old Ohm's law? Because these are the concepts which we probably learned in 11th and 12th grade.
I myself learned it in 9th grade.
9th grade, yeah. So now you start with current, right? And how does current comes? Current comes because of flow of electron. Now where are the electrons? Electrons are in the atoms. So you connect all the dots backwards and you explain them every small chunk. And then a complex topic, when it is broken down into small chunks, can be understood. And that's how you can actually have them understand even very complex topic. For example, I'll give an example from this book. This is designed for 9-year and above. In this book, we cover concepts like 555 timer, decade counter, 7-segment display. These are the electronics, advanced electronics components. And the circuits which the children make is high-end circuits, complex circuits, which engineering students do that. But our children, a 9-year-old is able to do all these things, right? They are able to build these circuits because they've understood the fundamentals and they go step by step. So what we require in the tech education is we require a very powerful curriculum. That powerful curriculum should be based on structured learning. When I say structured learning, is the concepts should be related. When we move to advanced concept, the previous concept should be covered. And then the second aspect is that they should be hands-on. There should be a lot of hands-on. When children do hands-on, the concepts become very, very clear. So that's how we can make this easy, and that's how we are making this tech learning easy for the children.
It's really insightful to hear. Yeah, the one point that stuck to me about this conversation was you told about how 80% of us are interested in STEM education, right? And that's visible throughout history, to be honest. We had such great visionaries leading us in this, like the likes of G.D. Naidu, M. Vishwesvaraya from our own land, and then the C.V. Raman sir. So the interest is already there. It's just that we need to harness the potential, isn't it? So these great personalities like them, did they pioneer in the teaching? That are they influencing you somehow?
Yeah. So I like to read biographies, and of course, there are visionaries, G.D. Naidu, Vikram Sarabhai, then APJ Abdul Kalam Azad. So all of them are visionaries, and they think big. And they are inspiration not only just for me but for the entire nation. Then there are other visionaries like Narayan Murthy. He has put India on the world map. He has brought, and he was at the forefront of bringing these services, software services to the world that we are fully capable. He put us there. So his work is really incredible. Then there are other visionaries which really inspire me, like Steve Jobs. Because he's thinking out of the box, very unique thinking, right? And thinking from how the end user can benefit from this thing. So, and that's what makes him to create groundbreaking products, which changes the world. And a major influence to me is on Elon Musk. I keep reading his quotes also. for him, thinking big, right? So challenging the status quo, right? How even launching a rocket by a private company is an incredible thought, right? So it's very, how do you conceive even that? So creating sports car, and then so many other projects or businesses he has. One of his quote, which I always remember, and that is kind of an inspiration for me, is that something is important to be done. It must be done, whatever be the cost. So these are the things which pull me when there are tough days, when there are hard days. These are things which pull me down. This has to be done. Tech education for children must be done. The schooling system. We all have come from the schooling system. We know that there are shortcomings. Schooling system, what it was built 100 years back, the same continues. We need to really think, and we really need to see what is the best for the children, and that is the approach. That is the approach which Roboprenr is following. For us, student is number one. How can a student get the highest quality education? That is the number one. That is the starting point, and then we start working backwards.
Yeah.
So, of course, all these visionaries, world leaders were there. I learned from them, and I implement many of the things in what I do.
Yeah, all these visionaries you just mentioned now, right? Like so Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, they're not just great academically or intellectually. They also are great in that entrepreneurship part, isn't that? And that's where you come in with the Roboprenr as well. So not just AI, electronics or robot, you have managed to integrate entrepreneurship into your education institution as well.
Yes.
What's the idea behind that?
Yeah. So absolutely right. Now, one thing I just want to mention that they were tech entrepreneurs, right? And the kind of world they have created just by themselves. For example, they don't have generational wealth.
Yeah.
Just by using technology, they were able to transform the world, right? And Elon Musk is the richest person in the world, just using technology. Now, a lot of people have technology, tech skills. But how do you take that tech skills and how do you present it? How do you bring that tech skill in a certain way which is solving a bigger problem? So that's where this entrepreneurship comes. So Roboprenr stands for robotics entrepreneurship. So that's why it is our entire focus that not only children are getting tech education, but they're learning the skills how to take this technology and make some amazing products, which they can take it to the world to solve problems of our country, to solve world problems. So that's why, these are the two aspects where we have our children to learn and skill themselves. And that's where we think that with our platform, which is structured, we have a social learning program from grade 3 to grade 12. And that's where children can really master all these skills. And they can even launch their own startups just by the time they finish their schools. So that's where entrepreneurship is such an important aspect, just not the technology. So that's how we try to bring what are the best opportunities which we can provide to our next generation.
Speaking of putting our country in the world's map, helping our country solve problems, often we see in the Amazon page or even in the phone back covers, you'll see about like made in China or made in India. But if you actually truly dig behind it, you'll see that it's actually designed in Norway, designed in Germany, like that, and then assembled in India. So we're not actually truly a manufacturing powerhouse yet. Our industry is still a bit stagnant and all that. And I feel like the Roboprenr, the whole initiative cause will actually help India become a manufacturing powerhouse in the future. Was it one of the initiatives that you thought of when you launched this?
So, so I come from some software background. Now, robotics is next level. And when we talk about robotics, it has to be manufactured because robots are for a very specific purpose, right? So to create robots, of course, there has to be manufacturing, right? So so my initial thought was actually the education, right? How can we make our children ready for the future through robotics and entrepreneurship? And yeah, distance thought was always that no, we must, even as Roboprenr, must get into robot manufacturing. When we talk about India, you're absolutely right that no, we are buying things from outside. It's just not for the physical products, but if you look at even when you look at the digital products, no, YouTube, Google, ChatGPT or WhatsApp, everything is built outside. We have not created many software products. Okay, few significant one are like UPI. That's incredible to Indian government that we have brought such an incredible platform. So there are very few when we talk about software. Manufacturing, it's absolutely empty. So we have great agriculture, that's there. Our entire GDP's 50% comes from services. Okay, so that itself speaks volume that we have to get into manufacturing, because when we are doing services, we are actually dependent on others. But when we are doing manufacturing, when we are creating the products which world wants, we become self-reliant. So India has to become manufacturing superpower, because India is on the way to become economic superpower. For India to become manufacturing, country specialized in manufacturing, it needs a lot of manpower. Not just manufacturing, but we talk about a lot of deep tech. We talk about blockchain or AI and doing different things, right? All the places we talk about deep tech, but where are the resources? So through this Roboprenrs initiative, we are creating that manpower. Manpower who is not only technically skilled, but they're also they also have entrepreneurial bent of mind, right? So they are thinking like entrepreneurs. Now, these people can be within a company also. They can be entrepreneurs. But they're coming with that that approach that they have to be proactive. They have to bring those things. So all this thing, when we talk about deep tech or we talk about manufacturing, India does require a lot of manpower, and that's where Roboprenrs. Mission is 1 billion Roboprenrs by 2030, and that's what we want to reach out, and we are growing. So at the moment, we have 3 learning centers in Bangalore. There are more coming up in Bangalore. So by this year, would be about 8 to 10 learning centers. Wow. And we are also doing online training. So wherever we don't have a center, we want children to at least start learning online, right? So till the center comes later. So that's where we want to collaborate with a lot of entrepreneurs who are there, who have technical bent of mind and who want to build a business in education. So we want to work with them so that they can take this mission forward, and they can enrich the children who are in their area, in their local areas. So that's how there are a lot of centers coming up in Bangalore. We also are in talks with a lot of interested entrepreneurs who want to open up in tier 2 cities. So that's how all this is an activity which we are doing is towards nation building, which requires lots and lots of manpower. So that's how Roboprenrs mission is helping our nation become a manufacturing hub.
Yeah, it's really great to hear. And 1 billion Roboprenrs by 2030, it's an ambitious goal, I would say, but nonetheless, if someone were to achieve it, I can bet it on you. And so how do you visualize once you achieve this 1 billion goal? Because there are so many problems plaguing our city, our country. I have so many wishes that maybe with the help of automation or robotics that can help solve the issues. What is one specific issue you would say that my Roboprenrs would be able to solve this?
Yeah. So now, if you look at the progress index of any country, right? The progress index could be what is the per capita income? What is the happiness index? What is the level of corruption? All of this has a direct correlation with education. So if education of a country is good, and I'm talking about even your primary education, right? primary and secondary education. If the education is good, you can find direct correlation. That corruption is low and other indexes are high. No? So that's where the idea is to kind of work towards to bring a powerful education system to the children, and then they learn, and technology is a very important aspect of it. Now, because education has the capability of solving so many problems, I see a world where we don't have poverty, we don't have hunger. No, you actually walk on the road. We are in Bangalore, right? You walk on the road and you see people. Most of the people are not doing well, right? They are not well-to-do. Like the one father is, he's dropping 2 children on the scooter to the school. You will see Swiggy delivery boys everywhere. Swiggy, Zomato, right? So in India we do have a lot of poverty, and the entire household income. So that's the data inside household income of 50,000 rupees. Only 3% of the households in entire India is in that bracket. Only 3% households is making 50,000 rupees and above. Rest are making lesser than that. So education is a way to make things easier, and tech education is a next level, because the power which technology provides, and especially in form of robotics, one can solve many problems. The problem of corruption, will be solved by technology. The health issues or the pollution, all this. So we are moving towards, with technology, we are actually moving towards abundance, right? So technology will bring down the cost, right? It will bring down the cost, because when the processes are automated, it will bring down those costs. So the entire prosperity of the nation is dependent on the education. So that's what is the work which we are doing, and I see a very prosperous India once we achieve our mission 1 billion.
Yeah, such passionate thoughts and ideas there in education, and it's just so refreshing to hear. And I just want to ask, if you could maybe get the keys to our education system, just to start from scratch, like, what are some of the changes you would propose, maybe?
Yeah. So that's a very, very good question, and people have to really think about that. No? See, we had an education system, and it has not changed much. The books, the concepts which I was learning 30 years back, the same our children are learning. Things are not changing, whereas the world is moving very fast. So there's a structure, and then there's a governance, there are education boards. They all need to start thinking, and that thinking has to be, first and foremost, what is the best for the child? So I'm even proposing of getting a different education system, not to fix here and there, change the education system from the perspective, what is the best for child? First and foremost, we need good teachers to be in education. As of now, people who don't find opportunity outside, they come into education. The reason being that education pays very less. That should change. Schools, colleges should pay better and pay handsomely. Then only they can get good teachers. Then only they can get great teachers. Parents are willing to pay that amount, right? Parents are willing to give that, and parents must invest in that, because cheap education is the most expensive education. And when it comes to spending this money in learning technology or great education, in fact, parents are saving a lot of money when it comes to higher education. Because these children, if they have spent the money upfront to educate them properly, then these children will get into colleges through merit. They will get into colleges by getting scholarships. So they are saving a lot of money through that. So first and foremost is that the great teachers, that is something which has to be there. Second thing is, there has to be a lot of focus on curriculum, right? The curriculum has to be inspiring. It should not be, okay, just learn by rote. It should be associated with some real life project. It should be fundamental driven. So So all that should be part of the curriculum. So these are the two primary things which I think should be there. Third thing is about the learning methodology. Now, see, our classes are big classes, right?
Yeah.
How can an instructor, if a teacher wants, how can a teacher ensure that every child is learning properly when the teacher has like 40 students in the class? It's not possible. It's very difficult. So there has to be smaller classrooms. There has to be classroom where only 10 to 15 students are there, right? And they're learning from a teacher, and teacher is paying personal attention to every child. That every child, every concept for the child is clear.
There needs to be mentorship, don't there?
Yeah, there has to be, of course, there has to be mentorship, there has to be a conversation. It's just not that, okay, I teach and you just consume. No, not like that. It has to be conversation. They should groom the child depending on their strengths and work with them. Work with each concept, because every next concept is related to the previous concepts. Yeah, so if the foundation is weak, how will you make a big building, right? So that's why every concept is important. That's why fundamentals are very important. So having a smaller classroom, I think that is the second, that is the third thing which I would suggest. These are the top three things which I think should be really brought into the education system. And to do all that, I think the starting point is just start from the clean slate and see what is best for the child. How can education help child to reach his or her highest potential? So that should be the starting point, and then things should be framed onwards.
Yeah. Fingers crossed that this conversation, this clip just reaches the upper echelons of governance, and maybe they follow your thoughts. And speaking of these outdated models, outdated educations, but now with the advent of AI, I feel like the yesteryear's generation, they might be a little bit lucky on there, because they have the combination of tech as well as education where they have to critically think to problem solve. But in this day and age, you just put your problem and the AI just solves it for you, right or wrong. The children just believes it and just goes forward to it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've seen this movie. It's called Wall-E, and they actually show how subservient we become to technology at one point. Like, how do we just better ourselves and not just become AI slave in this day and age?
Yeah. See, you have put up a very important point that our generation, right? So our generation, I would say that we got this opportunity to transition from non-tech to the tech world. So not only we have got this opportunity, but we have also got this responsibility that we pass on those knowledge and those transitions to our next generation carefully. And we are in the best position to evaluate what was good then, what is good now. So it's a very important responsibility for us to really pick those things which had worked well then. At Roboprenr, we try that children should be off digital technologies as much as possible, right? Even though we are into robotics, coding and all that, but we don't want children to be learning content from the browser, because browser has so much of distractions. Child can immediately flip and open a game site, right? We tell parents not to have children to learn on YouTube, for that matter, even ChatGPT, right? YouTube, the knowledge which children get is actually very shallow knowledge, and they get an illusion that they are knowing well, they are learning well, but actually they are not, because learning only comes when fundamentals are implemented as hands-on. See, both aspects are very important. Your hands-on as well as your fundamentals. One without the other is complete waste. There's no learning. One without. So both fundamentals, focus on fundamentals as well hands-on. That thing is required. So at Roboprenr, we absolutely say no to ChatGPT. We ask children not to get onto that. We want children to use basic editors. So we do use some IDEs and all. We want them to use like Python programming and use a normal text editor. Don't use like auto-generated code like Copilot or. So very soon, children will get into trouble. They will not be able to make those projects. So that's where we tell parents that please don't have children use these things, YouTube or Google search, get the code and just copy paste. What is the learning in that? At our time also, even internet was there, right? But when we got into technology, like when I got into software industry, internet was there. But we were learning on the text editor, which was very basic, so that we actually learned the coding properly. Then, see, AI tools are for experts. AI tools are not for children. Experts who already know the ropes of doing things, they are the best people to handle AI. They are the best people to leverage AI. AI is a tool, it's a very powerful tool, it's a very useful tool, but it cannot replace the learning. The person has to be already learned, and then the person must start using AI. And when it comes to social media or YouTube, we ask parents to get children off this, because it is not only making the knowledge shallow, but it is actually extremely dangerous. The social media, the YouTube, because that is the content. That is the content which no parents or the teachers, nobody has any control. It's just between the child and the world, right? And whatever the world or the internet is pushing, they will be consuming that. So there is no control, there is no intervention. So that's why strictly no when it comes to digital technologies. That's why we're moving towards books. And these are the 2 books, but we are coming up with more books on robotics. So we, as at Roboprenr, we are coming up with the entire curriculum for robotics. All this content is based on open source. We don't believe in proprietary technology. So open source robotics. That's what we use. These are the tools which are used by engineers to do prototyping or do innovation. That's what we want children to learn. I'm sure ready-made blocks are easier, but no, we want to take the right approach. We don't want to take the easy approach. We want to take the right approach. What is the best for the children and what is essential for the children, and then we work how to simplify it so that children can consume it. So yes, that's how children must definitely avoid AI and all when it comes to learning.
Yeah, it's such a tight line to walk, isn't it? You're learning so much about tech, but at the same time, you shouldn't be involved with the tech in your leisure time.
Yes.
And it's been such a pleasant conversation, Mr. Dhananjay. It's an eye-opening conversation, really. And to the audience watching, please do check out Roboprenrs Education Institutes. It's all across Bangalore. There's online teaching as well. Especially to parents watching, you have to enroll in this robotic education system, because this is where the future lies. And thank you so much, Mr. Dhananjay, for being a guest in this podcast.
Thank you so much, Gautam, for having me here. I really thank Author Channel for having me on this podcast. And I wish them many more books. And I would also work with Author Channel to bring out my more books.
Yeah.
So all the best.
Yeah, we're eagerly waiting for book 3 of 3 now.
Yeah.
Hopefully it comes out soon.
Yeah,
and to everyone watching, please do like, share and subscribe, and do share your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you.
Thank you.